Superstocks may be production motorcycles, but they are fast, and that man Davey Todd is the man that rides in the BSB version of it, and he wants to win from the front row of the grid. Pole position for him alongside Peter Hickman, Dean Harrison, Michael Dunlop, James Hillier and John McGuinness row 2, Paul Jordan, Mike Brown and Erno Castamo, the finish rider, on row 3. Adam McLean is not in the race, he's injured. Michael Sweeney, Dominic Herbertson, Sam West, Connor Cummins and Ian Hutchinson are out there, and keep an eye out for them coming through if they can. 39 degrees of track temperature, it's never been so hot. Lights are about to go out, they go out. Watch out for Dean Harrison on bike number 5. He's quick, but look at that man Hickman, he's away. Davey Todd though, once again, he is the fastest starter out of anybody.
Absolutely, every single race we've seen him in virtually, he is the first man off the line. Like you rightly said, Superstock machines, but they only qualified 1 second slower than the outright lap record around here. They are phenomenal machines.
The only thing they're really missing, I suppose, is superbike infrastructure, brakes and the like, and suspension, but they are quick, over 200 mile an hour in a straight line round here, and we're looking back from Davey Todd. Davey Todd has been absolutely superb through this section of the course. When he goes up through station after we do Mill Road roundabout, dead stop, bottom gear here, watch him from this point.
Yeah, so that's obviously right behind him was Peter Hickman, and we saw the number 5 there of Dean Harrison. John McGuinness goes there, and Harrison going through.
This is a great shot as well. You can see a great launch from Davey Todd. He really did get a good one over Hickman there. Also fast off the line was a number 5. So the 74 at station, absolutely. He is just about flat out on a super stock machine through here, and that gets your attention.
As you said, they were only 5 or 4.5 miles an hour slower than the outright superbikes that have probably got another 20 horsepower on these. It just goes to show it's all not about horsepower, it's about tactics, and there's a tactic going on there.
Dean Harrison straight by on the number 5 machine. It is 74 from 5. 5 is Dean Harrison, then it's 60 Peter Hickman. Early doors yet though, 6-lap race, remember everybody, and that is going to be critical. Will they have the tyres to make it to the end? Of course they will. It seems that everything has worked out very well in 2024. Todd from Harrison. Harrison looking for a result here. They will have been disappointed that they don't have out-and-out superbikes to race, so this Superstock race is the one that Honda want to win.
Yeah, very much so. They've got the bike for the class. Wriggling around on the brakes.
As he always does.
Yeah.
His starts and his brake. Oh, nearly lost the front there as he asked for the gas. That's pretty spectacular from Davey Todd. Slight mistake there as he dipped it. Well, a full tank of fuel as well. Don't forget, fuel is an issue here.
And of course, these machines all have the full electronics on the kits that the bikes come with.
Todd still leads.
Tell you what, Hillier doing a good job there. He's back there in 4th.
The 37 of James Hillier, he's been looking good all week actually, almost ghosting up to the so-called front runners. Meanwhile, Peter
Red lights for the rev limiter we saw just then in the visor.
Hickman has been tactically very astute this week, and he lines himself up at Metropole in 3rd place, and like you say, Hillier is there now in 4th place.
We know Peter Hickman's had some fuel problems, and he's trying to save fuel. He's only got a standard fuel tank on that bike, the number 60 I'm talking about, Peter Hickman. So the other guys, you are allowed to run up to 24 litres. It's TT rules around him, but Peter Hickman didn't have a tank with him, I'm told, and he's really tight on fuel. So I have a feeling he will be doing his best to slipstream wherever he can and save as much fuel as possible.
Yeah, it's easy to roll a throttle when you're behind someone and they kind of suck you along at full power. They're doing all the work, their bike is shifting all the air in front of you, so you can roll the throttle off to half throttle in some places if you're sitting close enough in behind somebody at 200 mile an hour.
Absolutely, and you can short shift a little bit and let it roll into the corners. You probably won't see any flames out of Hickman's exhaust pipe, because often when you see that, it means they're overfueled, they're chucking a bit more in, it makes the power come in a bit more gentle when you turn the throttle on.
Yeah, he's leaned it right off. He did say that they're working about as lean as they can. So it is Davey Todd that leads then, 6-lap race. It is Harrison in 2nd place, Hickman in 3rd place, and James Hillier closer to Hickman. So James Hillier, he's a fighter.
Yeah, he is on the WTF racing machine, over the jump, front wheel up in the air. Davey Todd won't know who's behind him at the moment, but he'll hear someone right behind him.
These four
will see him soon.
He will, and you'll feel them. Yeah. When you're this close, you can feel the rider behind you because it's interfering with your airflow. I know that sounds daft if someone's behind, but it's not quite as daft as perhaps it sounds, because they do know when someone is close, it is just beginning to move you around on the motorbike.
Yeah,
bit of a mistake there from Davey Todd. He looked a bit lumpy going into the rather dead stop bottom gear Mill Road roundabout. He won't look quite so lumpy going up to Station Road, though, because he is quick through there.
Yeah, he really is quick through there. Now, the rules have changed a bit in these super stock machines a bit now. They're allowed to run the full treaded tyre as opposed to they used to have to run they're allowed to run the full slick tyre as opposed to the treaded tyre that they used to have to run.
Same thing in BSB when they're running slick tyres now in the British Superbike part of the series. Davey Todd is the master there, and he's looking to try and master the roads out here in Northern Ireland, and so far he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Be interesting.
Oh, look, here's the number 2. Look at this. John McGuinness out on his own trying to catch the pack out front. Then we've got Mike Brown on the 16 and the number 8 coming in there as well as Ian Hutchinson, the 44-year-old, making a great return here to the Northwest 200. Good to see Hutchie out on a motorcycle and racing it.
Yeah, and good to see Clive Paget here with his team.
Hillier. Oh, that's John McGuinness. Come on, John. We all want John McGuinness to do. He's remarkable.
Yeah,
52 years old. He's an absolute legend.
23 TT wins, MBE. He's got so much history behind John McGuinness. Been racing for a long, long time. Hugely experienced.
He's come from a long way back to catch James Hillier, and James Hillier has not been slow. That's great stuff.
But John's style, he just sits on the bike, doesn't jump around too much. Here we go, Pete Hickman again in that slipstream. I think he is like, he doesn't want to go into limp mode at the end of the race. He's just doing his best to save as much fuel, and you might be right, maybe he is going to have a go at the end.
Davey Todd there getting it a little loose. I was talking about the fact we're getting to the end. It's been a great week this week. It's been warm this week. We've got the hottest track we've had for some years, and the fact is the rubber is down now, so the track is grippy.
Yeah, you can see all the black lines that are being laid, can't you?
Todd, bit of a lead now for Todd as we go under the railway bridge and out towards the coast road. This has all been re-tarmacked a couple of years ago. It's smooth. Dodge those manholes if you need to. But it is a fast. This is my favourite part of the course. I think most people's favourite part.
Yeah, it really is. So Hillier now homing in on John McGuinness.
Got work to do because McGuinness has got a bit of a lead over him now. John, he moved his backside.
I think he did just a little bit there. Interesting that Hillier and John McGuinness went on holiday together to South Africa this year, so they're now having a little battle on the track. Now, Todd has pulled out, 5 bike lengths?
Yeah, but it's Peter Hickman all eyes are on as far as that second place is concerned. Is he going to be able to drive his way past Dean Harrison? Dean Harrison has really been the truck pulling the trailer for some time, hasn't he?
Yeah,
still Todd out front. Todd's already at the Mill Road roundabout into the braking area, and we are waiting for Dean Harrison to wobble. It's so
it is
slow.
Like a wobble.
It is a wobble, yeah.
Kind of ridiculous, but it's designed there. There's a road there for the housing and everything else around. Secondly, it was supposed to slow the bikes down, but they've got terminal speed before they get to Station Corner anyway, because these bikes accelerate so quickly. Right, Peter Hickman in the slipstream now. I have a feeling he's going to stay there.
Through Station Corner, that's a different angle on Station Corner. Something like 170 mile an hour through there at the apex of the turn. But if you manage to get just 4 or 5 mile an hour out of it...
He's definitely backing off. Peter Hickman, because in that position, you would normally get past. I think he's rolling his throttle, trying to save fuel.
Sitting right in behind Dean. Dean Harrison then is providing the vacuum for Peter Hickman to save fuel.
And it's not about money, trust me.
What we should have had, of course, is lap money like we once used to have. Every time you cross the line when you're leading, you got paid more money. Over the link road they go. Then James Hillier and John McGuinness are doing battle. James Hillier has come back at John McGuinness now. John McGuinness, though, wow, on the brakes, he's sharp.
He was very, very sharp there.
By that, we mean late on the brakes, and very sharp as in good on the brakes. Meanwhile, back across the crown of the road, John McGuinness will be following this lot up. It's Dean Harrison we're looking at from Peter Hickman. Right off in the distance now is Davey Todd, barring a mistake. He looks like he's got this one to go with the... Oh, dear me, what happened then? That must be... There was a problem there for Dean Harrison, definitely. Absolutely. Dean Harrison packed up or got the wrong gear or whatever it was. Harrison has pulled out.
He's lost his toe.
That will leave Hickman, yeah, he'll have to do it all on his own now, but that was close.
That's just a worrying thing sometimes, Randy. When you are slipstreaming, if a bike just cuts out as like Dean Harrison's did then, I don't know what went on, but it just cut, so Hickman now left to break. This is
Dean Harrison, so we're on board with Dean Harrison, and this is him behind now, Peter Hickman. So does that sound sick? Look at the tyre. It's got a fair bit of tyre wear on the old...
It doesn't sound right at all.
It doesn't sound right, does it? But he's limping home, trying to get home in third place perhaps now, as he comes down through the gearbox to the chicane This is Dean Harrison. He is now behind Peter Hickman.
Oh,
there you go. Asking for the throttle. And as soon as he off the overrun and then onto the throttle,
it's gone.
We've got to smoke. That motor is done, no doubt about it. So he'll pull that Superstock bike to one side. Honda are having a torrid kind of a week, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. He's off the track. I don't think there's any oil on the circuit at all. It's just
I can't see anything. It would be on his tyre, perhaps, if it had gone big style. Meanwhile, it is Davey Todd way out front on the Milwaukee BMW. This has been a result for him so far. He's on his last lap now, being chased, well,
by Peter Hickman. Now,
yeah.
Peter Hickman's got to weigh up whether he's got enough fuel or he hasn't.
Back with Dean Harrison.
That was it. I think something went further back. It cut. He's got this far, and now all of a sudden that's it. Terminal.
Yeah, he knows straight away as soon as he felt that go off. But it's Davey Todd well on his way to taking this 6-lap Superstock race.
And this is now the battle for third place.
Will it be John? Will he make a podium? When was the last podium that John McGuinness had here? It's a long time ago.
It took more than 10 years ago. Yes, more than 10 years ago.
Well, he's just been passed by James Hillier, so John McGuinness is going to have to come back at James Hillier. But we look down on the run out towards University, the final time in this Superstock race. This is the final Superstock race of the week. Hillier is in front of McGuinness. McGuinness looks a little bit more controlled than Hillier. Hillier will be desperate to get a podium here. It'll be as important to him as it will be to John McGuinness. Can Hillier keep this third position as it is now?
Well, waiting for McGuinness to come past, but he isn't, not in the brakes. So
he did look good on the brakes before, though, McGuinness. He's closed him down.
Yeah, John could be good going for it down at Metropole now. We've got the run down the hill now, just under a mile going back down the hill there.
That's the battle for third place. Mind you, here we go. Davey Todd out front. There was, briefly, you saw Peter Hickman in the background.
He's still going.
So Hickman has got it pretty much covered. This is the final big chicane at Juniper. Hickman is there in second place, but it's going to be Davey Todd looking for that checker flag. Takes a sneaky look over his left shoulder, lays a little bit of rubber down on the track. But Davey Todd again is going to take the Superstock win here at the Northwest 200 in 2024. The flag's out. Todd takes it with a fist in the air. Hickman has rode a good race into second place.
And this is, hang on, what's going on here?
Oh, back marker, back marker.
Oh, I don't believe it. Hillier had that podium position and he just got put off. Is he going to put his foot down? No,
he'll have to let John McGuinness through. He didn't put his foot down, so John McGuinness will take the final podium position. Wow, that'll be popular.
Absolutely.
Except for James Hillier. Little bit of a mistake. He'd been put under pressure by the veteran McGuinness. McGuinness is in third place, but it's Davey Todd once again wins by 1.579 seconds over Peter Hickman. Hillier declared fourth. Costamo, Jordan, Herbertson, Neve, Blanc and West